Hellos, welcomes back everyone. AnthWolf here with even more Star Wars The Old Republic as Curze the Sith Warrior, here on the world of Corellia. We're here in Labor Valley of Coronet City. We've come to deal with a Corellian resistance leader called Colonel Senks, who is a spy and obviously traitor working for Darth Baras, who I think has information on various Darths and has leverage over them. Before we deal with him though, we're going to help Imperial interests here by speaking to Major Tradic and see how we can help tighten the grip on Corellia and deal with their resistance forces.
Welcome to the Blitz, my lord. Darth Decimus told me you'd be gracing us with your presence. What we've got here is a clean-up operation. Factories were moving massive amounts of supplies to rebels across Corellia. Bomber brigades came in. We rained fire on their heads, ripped the factories apart. We just need to beat down the rebels hiding out inside.
Why do we hesitate?
My boys are in the field, but the enemy's tearing them apart. Now that you're here, we can revise our attack. We're getting intel from an inside source. Unfortunately, his dalliances with the local women make him perpetually late.
Manners, Major Tradic. We all have our vices. I'm sorry we haven't met. I'm Darben Sul, Corellia's top counselor, friend to the Empire. I hope the Major hasn't dirtied my reputation?
I hear you're feeding us intel on the rebels.
I have friends, acquaintances in the Resistance. I pretend I'm sympathetic to their fight, and they tell me things like who's supplying them. Certain factories were churning out military-grade munitions, battle droids, you name it. All donated right to the Resistance across the core worlds.
That's why we bombed those factories into an inferno.
Not quite the subtle approach I hoped for. The bombardment trapped the rebels in the burning wreckage. Now they're angry, desperate, and sitting on the largest weapons stockpile in the core. If the rebels get those weapons functional, we may as well abandon Corellia.
I'll crush the rebels' horde.
Those Corellians fight dirty. Whatever munitions they've got have downed every squad sent their way.
You'll do better. Just wipe out their weaponry. If I know my people, they'll bow to the Empire once their hope is crushed.
Darben Sul. As a side note, he kind of used his appearance for my smuggler, who I coined to be a Corellian scoundrel, and he seemed rather sleazy. He seemed the appropriate archetype. Charming, charismatic, and opportunistic, Darben Sul had a promising political career on Corellia. One of the youngest individuals ever elected to the government council, many believed it was only a matter of time before he became the Prime Minister. But Darben was not content to wait. When the Empire began plotting its takeover of the world, he was quick to sell out the Republic in exchange for the promise of a promotion to Prime Minister once the Imperials seized power. Much to Darben's surprise, the Corellian people put up a stiff resistance in response to the actions of their government. What Darben imagined would be a quick power grab has degenerated into a bloody conflict, and although he has a personal distaste for war, the dangling promise of the Prime Minister's chair has kept Darben securely in the Empire's pocket. For now. So, where are we going? Oh, well, that's convenient. Colonel Senks is in the same stronghold as where we need to go deal with the resistance munitions. That's very convenient, in fact.
Grab some turf, my lord, if you want to watch. The Corellian Star Drive Corporation has been funding resistance cells all over the city. So I'm turning their headquarters into a crater. As soon as I get the all clear from my buddy down there, I'll flip the switch and boom. No more corporation.
Rebellion like that cannot go unpunished.
Agreed. They're the biggest corporation on Corellia, so they thought the Empire wouldn't slap them down. This should... Ah, there's my call.
Blow it, quick! They know we're here! Repeat, the Republic's found us! Blow it!
Last. Long-range detonator's not working. The pubs must have put a dampening field up.
Surely you must have thought something like this might happen.
I'd be pretty lousy at my job if I didn't have a backup plan. Just didn't see it getting this bad. A short-range detonator will still blow the charges, but you'd have to fight half the pub army while doing it. I wouldn't last 10 seconds. Respectfully, sir, you've got to help.
Be thankful that you've given me an outlet for my rage.
The pubs won't stand a chance with you taking care of things, my lord. There's a delay on each bomb after it's triggered. That'll give you time to get out of the blast zones. Don't stick around after you set them off. The timer's not that long. And it's a big boom.
Obviously someone who, while he's failed somewhat in his task, still enjoys his work, which I can respect. So, we need to get out of here. I'm guessing there's an exit to the north. It's doubtful, but there is a chance we'll encounter a Republic player here in Labor Valley, and we are on the PvP instance, so we might encounter a stealth player, which would be bad, but we'll keep our eyes peeled nonetheless. So we'll go deal with Star Drive first of all. Yeah, I think the Republic tram station is here, maybe? Or further to the north, either way. It is to the northern section, while we're playing over here in the south. I think this is where we need to go. So there are going to be Republic forces in our way. Time to go. That didn't sound like a big explosion, but sounds could be deceiving. Not usually, but it could be. Oh, really? Is that the blast radius? That is not particularly impressive. In fact, if that's the blast radius, they're not really damaging anything but the floor. Oh well. You find we'll have to go through a lot of these, like, small tunnel networks to get to other areas of Corellia. A lot of these little, I don't know what you call them. Let's normally call them channels or tunnels. Had to give me thesaurus out. Right, so yeah, we need to go straight ahead to the Resistance base of operations. It's nice that Colonel Senks happens to be in the same building. It makes things a hell of a lot easier. I actually was going to split this into 2 videos, but we may not even have to. Hey, there's going to be more things, no doubt, that we'll have to do. Maybe for both missions. But we'll find out. Thank you, Jason. And that's the munition supplies dealt with.
This is so much fun.
You know, when you prime a grenade, you're actually meant to throw it. For a so-called rebel commander, you just stand there with a lit grenade in your hand. For a moment there, I've wondered if I had a command crate hand opened in the past. Oh, how kind of you to reveal yourself to me. How did you know? So these are trying to prevent Colonel Senks from escaping from various escape tunnels he must have set up.
I know that code is right. Why aren't my escape passages opening?
The answer just broke into your command center.
Strong enough to demolish my forces, and smart enough to take out my tech. When the alarm sounded, I knew there was trouble coming. Don't strike! I'm a secret Imperial agent working directly for Darth Baras.
That's worse than being Republic.
So, you're one of the rogue Sith I helped Darth Baras keep in line? You might oppose him, but surely you wouldn't jeopardize the war? I'm essential in the fight for Corellia. I steer Republic-aligned resistance forces into battles they can't win. Shut me down, and we lose this war.
You are my enemy's spy, so you must perish.
No!
You all saw him. He was coming right for me.
Stop slacking.
We'll just have to say, Varon, my lightsaber slipped.
All quiet here, my lord. Nothing suspicious and no further attempts on Darth Varon.
Captain Quinn is an excellent officer. I'm in good hands here. Baras's false Jedi is still at large. He leads Jedi against Sith who defy Darth Baras's will. My operative, Shadow, is searching for him. Unfortunately, Shadow is pinned down by enemy artillery. He has our information, but had to go radio silent to avoid capture.
If he can't report in or return, what are his orders?
Shadow was cut off on the other side of Axial Park beyond Coronet Zoo. The park is a frontline battlefield where the heaviest fighting is taking place. We have a safe house in that sector. Shadow will be waiting there.
I'll carve a path through the fighting and rendezvous with your man.
If you're interested, there is also an opportunity to help the war. The bombings that blocked Shadow are hampering our ground forces in Axial Park. If you could destroy the enemy artillery banks along the way, it would be most helpful. Either way, Shadow will tell you all you need to confront Baras's Jedi spy. We'll talk again when the deed is done.
Yeah, he didn't seem too upset that we'd not given him control of Colonel Senks. Good. So he wants us to head over to Axial Park now and rendezvous with someone who's tracking more of Baras's assassins. We'll probably deal with the artillery cannons as well. Despite our grievances, we are still staunchly favouring the Empire. Our master's just an asshole. Okay, let's get ourselves back over to the war camp.
That was amazing. I saw the fires through my optics. Part of me still wishes we could have blown all the charges at once, but that... Corellian star drives won't be funneling any more money.
This demonstration will remind the other corporations to toe the line.
Politics is for the brass and the movers and shakers. I just blow up what they tell me to. You really pulled my fat out of the fire. You ever need some custom work done? I owe you.
No doubt we'll remember that. And command rank 24, very nice. We have a new... Oh yes, we have 2 new missions available. Anyhow, let's speak to Major Tradic.
The rebel weapons shipments are stopped permanently. The resistance is broken.
Good show. See what a little elbow grease can do, Major?
Can it, Darbin? Darth Decimus will want to hear this.
Major, Counselor, and my good friend. What news on the rebel supplies?
Destroyed, my lord. The resistance in Labor Valley is defeated.
That's not entirely accurate. Their weapons are in flames, but the rebellion here is still kicking.
I'm aware of their persistence, Counselor. Intelligence monitored the rebels' retreat. They slithered into the tunnels beneath Coronet City, like the worms they are.
What tunnels?
There's a network of underground pipelines. Rumor says they stretch kilometers beneath Coronet City. All of it, Solonian territory.
If those furry aliens are part of the resistance, we'll blast them off Corellia.
Patience, Major. The Solonians are fierce warriors. Those tunnels are their nest. Your men wouldn't survive 5 minutes.
You don't know the half of it. I've seen holos of a gang that attacked the tunnels. Clawed to pieces.
These creatures may challenge your street gangs, but they're no match for the Force.
Of course, my lord. But those tunnels are a maze packed with the savage beasts. Best to keep your lightsaber drawn at all times.
The rebels are down there collaborating with the Solonians. They're following the orders of Myrtle, a vicious warrior, and the Solonians' den mother. Her tunnels are the rebels' lifeline, moving troops and supplies beneath Coronet City. Take Myrtle's lair, and we'll fracture the rebellion.
The Solonian tunnels will soon belong to the Empire.
Storm the Solonian warren and deal with them. Once you're in, Imperial forces will cut off their escape. As for you, Darbin, I require your unique perspective elsewhere. Take the first rocket tram to Axial Park. Wait my orders.
Right away, my lord. Corellia's Prime Minister-to-be is happy to serve.
Domesticate the Solonians or kill them. May the dark side guide you.
You know, that might be the first time I've heard that phrase. May the dark side guide you. Tell you what, we're just going to cut straight into the Solonian tunnels. I'm not a great fan of Labor Valley for one reason or another, but we'll probably do a few more side and exploration missions in Axial Park and the Government District, because I don't think I've really spent much time in those areas compared to, well, anywhere really. I normally find at this time I start wearing down. It seems that way at the moment, I feel that way, but it is late in the morning, which doesn't help. Well, late in the evening, early in the morning. You can tell I'm tired. I might actually make this last video of this session. Maybe start afresh tomorrow. But we'll get down into the tunnel section.
They're not dead.
We're now in Murphil's tunnels. So we need to find these... Ooh, what the... Oh, I thought we were finding redding rings. I was like, huh. It's a bit grim. We're looting rings from the enemy. Oh, there you go.
I've heard much of the Solonians' fearsome leader. I'd rather hear what a Solonian scream sounds like.
Corellia is under new management, Myrtle. Impressive work, my lord. These rebels were foolish to fight a Sith of your power. I am General Heska, Imperial Guard. Darth Decimus sent us to assist.
I expected troop backup, not someone of your rank.
The Imperial Guard responds to the most vital missions. We flanked the den and caved in the tunnels behind us. The rebels' transportation network is crushed. As for the Solonians, Darth Decimus leaves their fate in your hands.
You are filthy aliens. To most in the Empire, death is really what you deserve. But, if you serve us well, I'm sure there's somewhere that you could, there's some niche you could fill.
Solonians will make good servants, but revolt again, and you're finished.
Finally, we can focus on our fight with the Republic. Corellia's once pristine axial park is now a war zone. The Republic's desperately fighting to regain control. Darth Decimus hopes you'll lead our offensive. We collapsed the tunnels leading out, so you must take a rocket tram to Axial Park. Meet me in our garrison. We'll crush them.
Sounds good. General Heska. The head of the Imperial Guard stationed on Corellia. He is a brilliant field tactician, an accomplished pilot, and virtually unstoppable in battle. He first saw military action as a young man during the sacking of Coruscant, assigned to the first wave of shuttles to land on the surface. His squad was intended for a diversionary role to draw initial Republic fire, but instead he refused to be used as mere blaster fodder. Instead, he led his team into a furious assault that broke the Republic lines and transformed the battle into an Imperial rout. He quickly gained recognition inside both the Imperial military and the Imperial Guard, and his deeds since have firmly established his reputation as one of the Empire's greatest military leaders. Well, military leaders / heroes. And we've been asked to speak to him once more once we get into Axial Park, which is the next area of Coronet City we need to travel to. It'll no doubt be mentioned, but Axial Park is almost what you would call the cultural centre of Coronet City. It is used for museums containing their historical artifacts, statues dedicated to the Republic, and various other like miscellaneous buildings of a similar nature.
Welcome. Please select an available travel route.
We did hear that Coronet Zoo is also present there. So we'll get ourselves over to Axial Park, and that's where we'll probably break this video. I'll probably spend some time editing all the videos previously, the back end of the ones on Voss, and of course the ones we've started here on Corellia, but I think I'll call this session to a close. I'm getting a bit tired, unfortunately. But we'll deal with Darth Baras' shenanigans, obviously, in the next session, no doubt. Here we are.
Stop slacking.
You won't find a better bargain. Come back anytime.
So, we'll just let's park ourselves here for the moment. Let's open that command crate. It's another implant. Ooh, slightly better than what we have. Sure, we'll take that. Another command boost, which we can probably make use of. Ooh. What does that look like? What is the sign on it? Ah, it's a Republic, I think. Yeah, it's a Republic symbol. Conscripted, but, you know. We'll probably get rid of it. So, get rid of that. And claim the rest. And let's see. So it's the one with a current shield rating, which is this one. Okay, good. So, as I say, we'll end this video here. When we come back, we need to speak to General Hesker. Is that him? No, he's over here in the Imperial garrison. And we need to go find Darth Vowron's spy, who's tracking one of Darth Baras' assassins. We can also deal with the Republic's artillery cannons. Okay, yeah, sure. So, I say, this of course has been AnthWolf playing Star Wars The Old Republic, and I'll end this session here, but I hope you've all enjoyed this series so far. It's come a long way, but yeah, when we come back in the next session, we'll continue with the Imperial occupation of Corellia, and hopefully find a way to get Darth Vowron to agree to us gaining access to Darth Baras and finally putting an end to this little play of his. But that's all for next time. Until then, no. Bye-bye now.